Star Trek Enterprise Season 3 Hatchery. All right, this is a pretty good one. It's not going to get a high score, but I kind of like it. Also, I'm a little bit, I like bugs. Now, I don't like bugs in my apartment, but I like bug characters and creatures. The Thrycreen was always a race in D&D that I thought was really neat. They're like warrior mantis kind of people. So I do like the Zindi bug people. They seem kind of neat. It is CGI. They're doing the best they can with this. But let's talk about this episode using my space system. So story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 and 2. 2 is the best you can get. So storyline here is that one of the Zindi races is these bug people, and they find a ship. They're dead, and they find a bunch of eggs in it. So Archer's like, oh my God, there's like these baby eggs. They're like, well, maybe we can try to save them and see what we can do. And some people are like, well, maybe we should just destroy the ship. Like, who cares? It's like, yeah, but it's like, they're still babies. It's like, if we found baby primates, would we, do the same thing then? That's true. So while they're there investigating, one of the eggs squirts out something on Archer's face. It kind of like burns him a little bit. The doctor fixes it up. And then, you find out that it's imprinted on him. So Archer starts to behave more protective, and he starts getting really crazy about protecting these eggs. Like, he'll risk the mission, he'll risk anything to save and help preserve these eggs because he's been imprinted, and it's almost like it's imprinting the mother kind of a thing. I'm gonna give the storyline a 1 out of 2. The reason I'm giving it a 1 is okay. Like 0 is bad, 1 is good, 2 is amazing. That's how it works. I'm giving it a 1. I actually liked when he was just trying to protect them just because it's the moral thing to do. Like, they're baby sentient beings. We should try to save these babies. And then it got kind of amped up to him being crazy. And it was done well in the sense of you could tell that, okay, he was slowly getting more obsessed with it. And then he got too obsessed. But I almost feel like I almost feel like he didn't get that obsessed. Like, I feel like they want you to think, oh, he got obsessed quicker than he did. Like, I was just like, yeah, you gotta save these babies. Like, well, whatever. And then it's like, oh, it's just because he's crazy or because he's been imprinted. So I still like the story, but I kind of like lost a little bit of like, well, I almost wish they didn't do that. I kind of would have liked to have just had, not him go crazy and say, okay, we're gonna lose all of our resources or something, right? But like, a little bit more and just take away the part that he was imprinted. I would have liked that it was just him morally deciding that, no, we need to save the eggs or whatever. I think that would have been kind of neater, but I still like the story. It's fine. Pacing, I'll give it a 1. 2 seconds after he got sprayed, I'm like, now this is my 3rd time watching this, so that's fine. But I even remember my first time watching this. Oh yeah, he got sprayed. I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. He's going to be in love with these eggs. Like, I knew it immediately, and I almost felt like I'm watching things play out to their inevitable outcome, which always makes the pacing a little bit less for me. It's gonna amount to everyone going against the captain and mutiny, and it's like, oh, okay, and then he's like, yeah, I'm fine now. So it's still good. I wasn't bored or anything, and I do like the bugs and stuff, but I wasn't like super like excited and biting my nails or anything like that. The artistry, I'll give it a 1.5. Everything looked good. I like the alien ship, the bug ship. That's pretty neat. And the bugs, they look as good as they can at CGI. I can't give it a full score because sometimes the CGI is not that great. It doesn't hold up as well now, I guess. But I remember back then thinking, wow, these guys look awesome. Like, well, So it's hard to judge it by today's standards. So I still have to give it a 1.5. Like, they did the best that they could for a TV show at that time, I think. And everything else looks good. The ship looks good. It's like music's good. Everything looked okay. Characters, I'm giving it a 1.5. Now, why am I not giving it a 2 out of 2 for the characters? Because it's mostly just the crew. I feel like they could have handled the mutiny a little bit better, and I also feel that they kind of like Phlox, who's my favorite Doctor, I think, out of all of the Star Treks, which is crazy. I love Bones, obviously, but I think Bones is sometimes inconsistently written. I think this more often, I would say like 20% of the time, Bones like says and does things that are like, you're just trying to be an ass now or whatever. Out of versus like the character believes in what he's saying. Phlox, I think, could have fixed this very quickly by doing some extra scans. I feel like if you get sprayed with something and you're in the expanse, like you should probably do, you can't just go like, oh yeah, it's just a little burn and okay, put some cream and you're good. I would run scans. Like, you've been out here long enough to know that this is, you know, a weird place and things might affect everyone differently. So I just feel like they kind of just ignored that in the story and just put it on Phlox. Oh, he didn't, oh, I should have scanned better. Yeah, okay. I still love all the characters. Archer's awesome. Trip, of course, to Paul, everybody. So 1.5. Enjoyment factor, I'm going to give it a 1.5. I still kind of liked this episode. It was neat because exploring it, you still got an alien thing, exploring the ship, figuring stuff out. You got a problem to solve. It kind of just does check all of the boxes, but it could have probably done it a little bit better. So 6.5 out of 10. Still a cool episode. I think season 3 overall has won me over more than it did before. I remember when I first saw it, I thought, oh no, this is not that good. But I'm really liking it a lot more now that we're like heavy into it at this point. So anyway, that's it. If you like the space system, please like the video, consider subscribing, and check out the playlist for Star Trek. That's it. Until next time.